actually recorded this video already, but unfortunately my finger slipped and hit this mute button, so I had to re-record everything, which is just unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But that would have been awful if it happened for a second time. Today, I'm going to go over a realization that I had about different advantages that the seasons of the year bring and how to maximize these times for our betterment. Now, this one might be obvious, but in my opinion, I think the biggest advantage to summer is clearly exercise. Now, depending on where you live, the sun is out, it's beaming, it's just super hot. But in general, I feel like it's just a great time to get active, but not that type of active. School is out during the summer in the USA, so nationally, that's a time where kids play the most. And I feel like this should carry over into adulthood. Don't waste the heat, that we're blessed, like I said, depending on where you live, that we're blessed with, for these few months. Like, train your body, train your mind, train your spirit, train your discipline, get out, get stronger, like shed all that just negativity. I don't even want to say fat, or weight, because it's really not about that. It's not about losing weight or doing anything like that. I feel like it's more just about getting your body active and really connecting with the sun, connecting with outside and feeling the heat, feeling the burn. Like, I know I keep being redundant, but I feel like there's a lot of benefits to getting that sunshine and really working hard outside, and really capitalizing on that weather. I think that's the main thing that the universe calls for us to do during the summer, is to kind of go outside and just enjoy our surroundings in some way, form, or fashion. Now, fall or autumn, for my bougie folk, I feel like this is a good time for family and also exploration. The time of camaraderie and just enjoying the people around you. Those of us who are blessed to have our family still with us should take advantage. And even if your loved ones have transitioned, this is a good time to build or water the foundations of those relationships that you have or want to build. In contrast to summer, this is the time where school starts. So that means that it's a time for making new friends and trying new things. And as I stated earlier, I feel like this is another one of those things that we should carry into adulthood. Don't be a hermit crab 24/7. And I have my own issues with this because I am a homebody. I love staying out the crib and just playing the game. And, right now it's the playoffs, just lock in, for my Mavs and just focus on nothing but, just being inside and chilling. But I feel like, we should really capitalize on getting out there and spending time with those who we love the most, and, maybe getting to know new people if that's what you want to do, or just get out and just see things that you've never seen before. And if you're tired of your area, I feel like vacations are usually cheaper this time of year because most people like to vacation during the hotter months of spring and summer. So get out there and try to find a cheaper vacation. And it doesn't have to be to Cancun or to, whatever, just like some expensive place. Japan. I don't know why I said Japan. They're just super expensive. But it doesn't have to be anywhere extravagant like that. Like, I live in Georgia. So if I wanted to go somewhere, nice and chill, that's not too expensive, I would go, 2 hours, 3 hours south and go to Savannah, or maybe I could go to Athens, and spend a weekend there or something like that. Like, you don't have to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars. You can spend $50 and $100, just enjoying somewhere around your local area, for just a couple days. I feel like just doing that is enough to show that you're making an effort to inhale the culture around you and enhance your life, maybe even refresh your perspective. And if you can make it overseas, there's a lot of places where, like Europe, for example, if you wanted to go to London and visit France or Italy or different, neighboring countries, you could take a train there for cheap. And there's a lot of places, like, I think they call them, like, I don't want to act hostels. I don't want to get the word wrong because I don't want people to go out and get kidnapped. But there's different places that you could go for cheap, and you could stay places, and it won't, it'll cost you the most to get over there. But once you're there, you might not even have to spend that much money. So don't let money be a deterring factor for going out there and experiencing culture and getting to know new people and new things. Like, you only have one life to live, so take full advantage and, don't live a quote unquote boring one. Get out there and explore. Now, when it comes to winter, I think that this is the time for preparation. We usually think of winter, or I usually think of winter as the fat months, the times where you're eating the most comfort foods and you're staying inside where it's warm and not outside where it's freezing cold. And although that is beneficial, getting that rest and relaxation, I think that a lot of times we end up wasting this time that we're spending at our home base. I feel like more often we should take this time to not only reflect on the actions that we've taken in the past year, but also plan for the future. Even if you're gonna pig out, and just eat crazy all winter, like let it be for a reason. Like, are you trying to bulk so you can later turn that fat into muscle? And if you've never thought about it that way, maybe try reframing your thought process. Give yourself some real goals and outline how to achieve them. Craft your action plan so you're not walking into the next year blindly. Hit the ground running. And lastly, spring. I feel like spring is the time for blossoming, and reaping what you've sowed. To me, personally, spring is bittersweet, right? Great weather, great weather. Awful allergies, just terrible allergies. Pollen, at least in Georgia, awful. Sneezing, coughing, crying, all spring, like 2 months, 3 months at last. It's just a terrible time for me when it comes to that. Another thing, bees everywhere, but also beautiful flowers to accompany them. So, another bittersweet thing, another give and take. And I say this because I feel like spring really makes me reflect on life and its many nuances. And that's why I believe spring is the time for reflecting and also reaping what you've sowed. Work bonuses a lot of times come in the spring. Final exams a lot of times are held in the spring. And I feel like this is all for a reason. This is a time where a lot of our decisions start to bear fruit in our lives. We start to see the actions that we've taken, and we start to say, okay, what I've been doing for the last, 364 days leading up into that point, this is what it has turned into. If you've been working really hard, at your job, then your bonus should reflect that. If you've been studying hard and doing what you're supposed to do in school, then your results and your exams, and your grades, they should reflect that. And vice versa. If you've been slacking off at work, and not doing anything that you're supposed to be doing, then your bonus is going to reflect that. If you haven't been doing your homework and you haven't been, paying attention in class, then best believe your grades will reflect that. Your exams, when you get your test scores back, they will reflect that, unless you're just an amazing cheater. You're gonna see like, okay, this is what I've been doing and this is the reward I get. So I feel like this time of year is really a great time to analyze, self-analyze and be critical of what you've done and what you could do better. So if you've been taking the right steps, this should be a great season for you. And if you haven't taken the right steps, it's a great time to hit the ground running, ensuring that your next spring will be one where you truly get to blossom. God or the universe or whatever you subscribe to, they blessed us with seasons for a reason. I don't think it's just a time of year where things get colder or things get hotter, or the sun is out more, or the sun's out less, or there's more or less clouds or more or less rain. I feel like everything happens for a reason. Everything is the way it is for a reason, and it would be foolish to waste it. We have to cherish these different periods, because we won't always be here to embrace them. And don't ever let anything stop you from getting better. Flashback, quick thoughts. And I promise this wall is not always going to be empty. I'm going to try to put, by the next video, I'm going to try to have something up